Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and I'm Mama Loves You GB, and this is my Flossmas Advent Day 9. Thank you so much for the lovely feedback about yesterday's episode about the giveaway. I've had so many people enter already. Don't forget, if you want to enter, you need to comment on the video for the 8th of December. And I forgot to mention that the closing date will be the 14th of December, so I will use the YouTube random picker thingy on the 14th of December and I'll let you know who has won on the 15th of December. I also had loads of really nice comments about my spool or bobbin collection. I've got a few more that I haven't shown you, all very similar ones, and a couple of people sort of said that they couldn't envisage how the piece of stitching would look between two bobbins. So I've fished out the piece that I did before. I've put it back onto the bobbins. They're not the bobbins I used first of all. I used some shorter bobbins first of all, and I can't for the life of me find them. So I've got this piece of stitching on two slightly taller bobbins. It still looks fine, but just imagine it on slightly smaller bobbins. So this is a piece, I'll tell you all about it first. It's going to take me 2 hands to hold it. It's a piece by the Sub Rosa called Christmas Eve. I'll link it down below. And it's stitched on 22 count fabric that I hand dyed myself. And this is what it looks like. So the idea is great. My execution when I did this last year isn't brilliant, but I think I can fix it now. I know I've got a few more skills now. I think I can fix it. So the idea is that it's two bobbins. Now the ones it normally sits on, it just fits on. So you've not got these big tall bobbins poking out the top, but you get the idea. So what I did was and this is where my execution isn't quite right, I backed it and turned it inside out so it's nicely seamed on the top, and then I've wrapped it using some Velcro so that it wraps around the bobbin so that I can store it flat when I'm not using it, and I can use the bobbins for something else. So this is the way it looks, and this sits on my mantelpiece, or normally sits on my mantelpiece. I put something else, whoops, I put something else there this year, so I haven't found anywhere else for this to go yet, hence why it's not with its two bobbins. So that was, when I was showing you the bobbins, that was the plan. And these bobbins really lend themselves to that because they are slightly tapered. They're weighty because they're metal ended, but they are slightly tapered. So you could, if you wanted to, hang something from them, but you just have to take into account that they're a little bit tapered. But when you wrap things around them, you'll hear my Velcro go again. When you wrap things around them, it really works nicely. So if you can pick up a pair of these bobbins somewhere, then this is something that you can do with them. So yeah, literally I put two right sides together of the stitching and the fabric, sewed them up, turned it inside out, and then put some Velcro on either end. I used the iron-on Velcro on either end so that it wraps round. This is where you can see it doesn't quite fit on this spool because it's slightly bigger than the normal one. Wraps it round, and then it makes a nice little display for, I have it on for Christmas, but you could put anything on it that you want to. So that was one of my first previous finishes, to show you what I was thinking about with the spools. This is my second finish that I'm going to show you, and this is Rebecca Rabbit by Kathy Barrick. This is the first thing that I ever stitched on 40 count, and this is 40 count Picture This Plus. So if you're thinking about starting on 40 count, I wouldn't necessarily start on Picture This Plus because of the way it's made, because of the way it's dyed, it ends up smaller than it actually is. So if you're going into your first foray of 40 count, I would stick to something that isn't hand dyed, because that will be a true 40 count. Whereas if you've got something that's hand dyed, chances are it's probably shrunk a bit in the process, so it might end up being 43, 44 count. So this was one that I picked up and I put down a lot. I think I started it back in 2019 and stitched on it for a little while. I didn't have any magnification then at all, and left it, came back to it, left it, came back to it with magnification, finished it, did a lot more on 40 count, and now I don't find I need magnification, actually, even for Picture This Plus. So if you've had a go at 40 count, or want to have a go at 40 count, then don't be discouraged if you've had a go and come back to it, had a go and come back to it. If you want to get on with it, then you will get on with it. You just might need a few goes like I did. So this is the called for colours, the called for DMC, except the grey, I've got my silly plaster on again, the grey is an over dyed thread, and I'll have to, do I even remember what it was? Have I even got any of it? I want to say like Weeks Dye Works charcoal, and I've said I'm not even sure Weeks Dye Works do a charcoal, but it's an over dyed grey. You could pick up an over dyed grey from any of the manufacturers, and I did stitch it in lines because I did want my bunny to be a bit stripy. I just like that effect. The only thing I didn't do in the numbers here, there's supposed to be it's supposed to be red in the background, but I just left mine because I liked it better without. And it's stitched on Felspar. I didn't say the colourway, so I stitched on Felspar. So this is a partner, or it has a partner called Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit. I think it's Roger Rabbit. And I've got enough fabric and a similar frame, or a same frame, to actually stitch him up as well. But that was a bit of a mammoth bunny, so she's going to have to remain single for a little while longer until I get round to stitching it up. But I've already decided that I'm going to do a brown. So her partner will be brown. Same colours in the background, but the actual rabbit will be brown. So I'm really pleased with that one. Really pleased with the way that one came out. Makes me want to stitch the other one now. Okie dokie. So I'm going to do my freebie next. Sorry about that, I suddenly realised I'd actually left my stitching downstairs, because I have actually already started this freebie. I had this freebie picked out and I was going to include it later on in the month, and then I started watching Crafty Cottage Stitchers, and she had started this and I couldn't get to it fast enough, so I went through the pile of all the ones that I've already copied ready to show you, grabbed it out, found some fabric and started it. So the one that I had found to show you is by Pinker and Punkin Quilting, and I'll put the link down below. I'm going to share you just straight to her blog spot because she has got loads and loads of free charts. So if you scroll through her blog spot, you will be able to find loads of really good ones, and I've already shared one from her before, an autumnal one, as part of my normal floss tube. But this one, and I'm going to hold it back because there isn't a picture of it. This one is actually one of those really funky Father Christmas mugs, the big face mugs, sat on a cake stand with a sort of garland around the outside, and then a Christmas tree and some candy canes in the middle. And I saw the lady stitching this from the YouTube channel, and I just had to go and grab it and start stitching it. So this is my start. And it's on a piece of 28 count fabric that I hand dyed. It's sort of a turquoisey colour, which I hope will show. It's not too bad. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if I can get the colour. It's sort of a turquoise with a little bit of sandy, I suppose, running through it. So there's my start on it. And I'll give you a close-up of the Santa. There we go, that's where I've got to with him. And the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that mine doesn't look much like that, because what I have decided to do is I am going to stitch this top half here to the top of the mug. I'm going to stitch the border and the snowflakes. I'm not going to stitch the tree or the candy canes. And then on a separate piece I'm going to stitch from the top of the mug down, which is what I've done. So there's the outline for the top, going down the 43 or 44 stitches I need to get to the top of the mug. And then I've started this one at the top of the mug, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the mug into a pocket. So when I've stitched it, I'll fold the top over like that, and then I will sew it onto, make this into a pillow, I will sew it onto here so it makes a pocket. And so I'm going to put my own candy canes into it. So I'm not going to stitch the tree and the candy canes, I'm going to put my own candy canes and probably a little bit of tree foliage and some berries and things in the top, which is why mine looks as if it's a bit deconstructed, because it is, because I'm going to construct mine in a slightly different way. But I really advise you to go and have a look at Pinker and Pumpkin, because as I said, she's got some fab decorating advice or pictures that you can take really good inspiration from, and she's got lots of freebie charts. And whenever you get one of the charts, there's an information page, there is a colour page, and there is a black and white. Where's my black and white one? There's my black and white one as well. And I actually did, I've got it here as well because it came off in the printer. I'm actually going to stitch another one of hers, probably on this same material, and it's the Halloween cat. So I did print off a couple of others actually. I wonder what happened to them. But anyway, the Halloween cat I'm definitely going to do. I think I might even do it on that turquoisey material as well. So definitely go along and have a look at hers. Right, floss time. After I went on about my tea and biscuits yesterday, we'll see what we're going to get today. So we are on day 9. Where are we? Day 9. Oh, can't see anything. Ooh. I'm going to have to see if I can work out what colour this is. Oh, it's like a sagey green. It's called poblano pepper. And probably at the top there, where it's most lit, is sort of where it is. So that one is poblano pepper. Fab. I'm going to add that to my ring. So we've gone into the greens now. So there they are all together. And that's it from me today. I am planning tomorrow to obviously get all my online work stuff done, and I think I might take myself on a little bit of a charity shop mooch, a little bit of a charity shop mooch for an hour, use my travelling time that way. It's been a while since I've had a good mooch around a charity shops on my own, you know. It's always easier to do it, isn't it, without a small person in tow. So yeah, I think I might go and do that. So you never know, tomorrow I might have some finds to share with you. It's potluck, isn't it? You never know what you might find. Anyway, and see you tomorrow. Stay classy. Bye bye.